criticism. You have said that you're comfortable in the fact that you are Batman.
100%.
Is there a reason that you get out of bed to go act?
You know, but when it's good, it's a love-hate thing.
I have to pull up a comment right now. This is from Lauren Mickler, who says, I have to ask the man everyone considers to be the Batman what you think of the Batman actors who followed you. Do you have a favorite, least favorite? Does Ben Affleck deserve all of the criticism? You have said that you're comfortable in the fact that you are Batman.
100%.
You're the first. I mean, outside of Adam West, who doesn't really count in this equation, but
I like to think the world is comfortable with me being Batman. No, and certainly Gotham. Yeah, man, I don't know. Who am I to judge? Ben's probably going to be great. What do I know? And Christian Bale's a monster. This dude, I mean, he's such a fine actor. I mean, I must say, I assume he's great, and I've never seen any of them all the way through. Not because...
Lucky you. No, sorry.
No, I think they're probably great. Chris Nolan and him, I mean, they're probably really great. I did see a big hunk of, you know, with this great Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, he was so talented, that guy, man.
He was incredible in that movie.
Yeah.
But you know what's so interesting? I watched some of the original Batman last night before bed. I hadn't seen it since I hadn't seen it in a few years, you know, and I just wanted to catch up with it. And the art direction's beautiful.
Oh,
I mean, it's
man,
Tim Burton,
Anton Furst.
Exactly, Anton Furst. The art direction's beautiful. But what I also recognized more about it was that there were more scenes. There was more writing. There was more dialogue. There was like, there was just
charm.
There's more charm, more acting going on. It wasn't just like action set piece after action set piece after action set piece, which I think, you know, we have a new standard of superhero movies now with that. And yes, they have darker themes sometimes, and they do have great directors and some great actors involved, but there's something about the original Batman that felt like, I don't know, like an actual film.
Yes.
You know?
100%.
Yeah.
And that's what's changed, you know, I mean, he's 100% original, Tim. And what he did changed everything in that world. He set the tone, like literally kind of the color tone, because remember it had that kind of blue, black, dark, kind of cool vibe to it. And
there's a lot of greens in it too, actually.
Yeah.
If you watch it, there's like a lot of like weird green streaks. Like, maybe it was when I was watching.
No, but he did. He had and then that look kind of got a little bit knocked off, and then knocked off, and now it's kind of, it's like everything, you know. There was a guy who, you know, had, hey, I'm gonna make little espresso drinks because I was in Italy and they're great, and you know, it was like Freddy's coffee shop, and then there was somebody else, and there was somebody else, and there was somebody else, and it became Starbucks. Right. Starbucks is good, but Starbucks is a far cry from that guy. Yeah, and so, you know, that's what I think.
That's kind of what superhero movies have sort of become to a certain degree.
And I bet they're good. I mean, you know, like they're talented dudes doing them, you know, they're really good.
Would you do, after doing Birdman, which is essentially in many ways mocking superhero culture at times in the movies, and a culture that supports and seems to sort of crave more superhero bang, explosion, special effects movies, would you do a superhero movie afterwards? Like, would you take a part in a superhero movie?
Yeah, I don't have a thing like, oh, I don't do those movies. You know, I don't know.
Good director, good check, let's go.
Yeah, no, good director, really interesting thing, or something I never did before, or something that could be hugely successful that would benefit me for other reasons. You know, I don't have a, you know, there's certain things I won't do just in terms of taste.
Is there a reason that you get out of bed to go act every when you do?
Because when it's good, it's really good, and when it's not, I fucking hate it, you know. But when it's good, it's a love-hate thing, and it's a love-hate thing for me because of coming from a place where it was actually a responsibility at a young age. Because, you know, for my family, it was just such an unfathomable amount of sudden cash that you could get for doing it that I went, yeah, well, even though I don't really feel like doing it, I can't really live with myself and not, because it helps my family so much, you know. And so I felt a responsibility to do that. So I come at it from a slightly different point of view. You know, it wasn't something that I said, I went through school going, oh, you know what, I'd like to become an actor. Oh yeah, I love films. Oh, that's what I'm going to try to do. It was something that happened at an early age, and then I went, I can't get out of this because it's really helpful to my family, you know. And so yeah, no, I must do it. So that's why I've got this like love-hate thing with it. But I actually think the love-hate is quite a healthy thing to have. If all you do is love film, if all you do is love acting, you're just going to imitate what you love, right? It takes people to hate it at the same time to make any sort of change to what they're doing, you know? And to me, that's when, you know, it becomes interesting.
Well, you try to do the things that you did in the first one because you have to. He's the same person, and then say, okay, what didn't I get to accomplish in the first one that I can do now? And for instance, in this one, I tried to brighten him up a little sometimes. I didn't want him to be consistently dark all the time. We already established that in the first one. This time we try to find new ways of portraying him, maybe make him a little bit funnier when he can. I figured I'd do pretty well after that movie, and I could consistently make movies from time to time. But I didn't think I'd do anything that would have this kind of impact. Couldn't have predicted that. Probably. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be in it, but there's probably going to be one. I don't know if Tim will do it, but we may. We may do it together, may do it separately, may not do it. I don't know.
Okay. Congratulations, Christian.
Thank
Man,
you.
you stepped it up to the plate and you
Thank you
hit a
very much.
home run. And I want to know, how important is it, you know, having played this guy now for 9 years, to keep having that evolution, to make him change? How important was that in this one?
It's very important, you know. There's a great character here, you know, and so there's just nothing to be lazy about. There's a boy, there's a man here who has put his own life on hold, who's driven by this great pain and desire for revenge and wish for purposefulness and usefulness in his life, and so, you know, I always viewed him as being every bit as interesting as any of the villains in any of the movies.
Yeah, and, you know, almost as damaged as them as well.
Oh, very much so. He's a very damaged man.
How did you guys just develop the fight scenes? You're both wearing these crazy masks. You
Right.
could probably not hear each other. And I was just, you know, watching. It was brilliant.
It could be a little tricky sometimes to hear each other, and we worked out little sort of signals for each other.